To download CanopyCode latest version, you go to landcode.co downloads. You can go to landcode.co and click downloads button here as well. We're going to download the MSI file, which is here, and also project examples. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to tell it just to download in my downloads folder. Click here as well for example projects. Download folder. Let's go open that. I actually have it down here open already. To do the install file, we double click install. Next. You can read all the terms and services. Next. Next. Install. Then finish. I'm going to go ahead, while you're doing it, make sure you have Civil 3D or AutoCAD closed while that is going on. I'm going to go ahead and open up Civil 3D. And while that opens, I'm going to look through the example projects. So you can right click and then extract all. Keep them in the same folder here. And here's the folder files we're going to be working with. Alright, example file is the one we're going to open. I'm going to double click to open it. In Civil 3D it's open. I'm going to bring it over. It's open on another monitor here. So these are example files. In the example files we have this DWG file we're going to use. The xref folder has the CSV files we can use as well. This image here is just a marked up image. Like you got trees from an arborist or a surveyor or somebody out in field, and you could go place them. It's for an example without coordinates, which I have done in previous videos. For this one, we're just going to show like one full project with this latest version because a lot of the old information is out of date on the user guide. This file right here is what we're going to use first. It is the CSV file. We have common names in here, tree ID. You could also have common names and a botanical name field. That's a new feature. Both of those will load in. Just saying common name and botanical names. A DBH, Northern Eastings, and classification. Classification is good for specimen trees, landmark trees, and protected trees. We'll be bringing this one, importing this one in. When I close that, gonna just go ahead and copy this file up here, folder location. Let's go into Civil 3D. Okay. I'm going to type in xref to go ahead and just unload that image. We don't really need it right now. And we can freeze these. Oh, apologize for that. I'm going to layer freeze these because that's for the 25 trees. But right now we're doing the 611 trees example. So what we can do is, first, let's go look at configuration settings. We got a new live preview. This shows you the CRZ, the impact hatch area, the tree symbols. We have different tree symbols now as well. And if you want to show the structural root plate, you can come in here and scroll down. You can make this preview shrink or not. If I want the preview here and I scroll down, I want to show the structural root plate, I can do that. I can show them on saved, removed, or have impact analysis also. We're just going to keep those off for now. But when you do add them, you can see that they're showing up on the actual legend preview up there, so you can see what's going on. It gives a description here of what the structural root plate is, and then it also, some other people call this the critical root zone, but really it's just the structural part of the root plate that if any impact at all hurts it, then it usually kills the tree. But not every municipality uses this information. This one is the one that's the further out for root zones. If you can impact them up to 33%. You can change that as well if you want. Here you can do tree prescriptions. You can change this to whatever number you want for per municipality and show the impact hatches. I usually just kind of keep those the same, but you can change. They don't have to be the same. and change any terminology for critical root zone, the CRZ for abbreviations here. The same for structural root zones. If you make any changes, make sure to hit OK here. But I think right now we're just going to go ahead and bring stuff in and set things. So let's go set the LOD first. So we hit set LOD, come in here and close it. Make sure these are closed polylines. In the new update, we press enter, and look, you can add, remove, show, clear, done. We press enter again to press done. And then I'm going to hit set property line. Select the property line, enter, enter, the same for all of them. You don't have to have a right-of-way line, and I'm just going to do a right-of-way though. Let's go import our CSV file. I'm looking for the downloads folder. Alright, got the downloads folder. Going to examples. We're going to xrefs. Make sure you have this closed. So I'm going to bring this in. See, information being brought in. 611 trees. Import. If you want to go verify it's there, you can. You can look here and go edit tree data and look here. This area, if I forget to talk about it, you can go in here and change the name here, change the DBH, change the condition, add notes. And you want to check if it's invasive or not. It's supposed to, but you might want to verify. But if it says invasive in the notes, it's supposed to have this checked already. But just go through and make sure the invasive trees are checked. It tells what it came from, like what CSV file it came from. You can change it from saved, removed. This is where you do relocate or existing. You can change the tree ID and hit save if you make any changes. I didn't make any changes, so I'm going to press cancel. So we got that. We can also go in here and hit validate. It's on the other screen over here. But you can see here it brought in 611 trees. We haven't done anything else, but we did set the property line, LOD, and right away. That's good to see here as well under validate. Now we can go ahead and hit analysis. This will bring the trees in and show the impact of all of them. We can zoom in and we can see that there's a tree symbol now, so that's a new thing too. So we have a tree symbol. I'll go ahead and let's add the legend to show that on here. So we can go to CanopyCode up here and hit legend. You can play around with all these settings. I like usually using the default settings. You can see that this is actually the tree symbol, this is the trunk, that's the CRZ, and that's the impact area. If you turn the structural root plate on, that will be updated in the legend as well if you update it or regenerate it with analysis. Or you can come up here and hit regenerate with legend or edit legend or regenerate, and it'll do the same thing. Or you can delete it and make a whole new legend if you want to, or create a new legend. Another thing we're going to do is talk about the tree symbols some more. So for the tree symbols, you go configure, go to appearance. Now we have a saved tree symbol right here. I'm going to minimize this to have more room. You can change the size of the symbol, have it fixed, or you can make it be proportional actually to the size of the DBH, and that is a multiplier. So you have a multiplier here, which you can probably make it 1, 1.5, whatever. And then, or if you just want it to be a fixed, that's what I've been using right now, is the fixed one. You can change all these types of settings on it. For the remove, you can do the same. If you want to go in and add your own custom block, you can say don't regenerate, I want to use my own custom block. And then you hit edit tree symbol. You can add whatever you want to it here. And then you hit close, make sure you hit save. I'm not doing it right now, but it would update that. And then let's come in here. I'm not using this here, but same for the remove symbol. So there's a saved and a remove symbol. You come in here, edit your symbol, and whenever you have these checked and you press OK, whenever analyze or regenerating everything, it won't remove those blocks. It will keep them the same. Let's go ahead and you can see all the settings you have changed here as well. Alright, you can add labels, so hit label. You can label the impact hatch. I'm going to turn off OSNAP. You can label the actual tree itself. If you click the CRZ, that does the tree, and you can update these labels here. So you go to text and labels, Let's make sure that this is unchecked, and that is unchecked. Come back, actually. Go to text and labels. We're going to look for label settings, and here you can change the impact labels or just the tree symbol labels, and you can update it with labels, the fields, all you want to in here, and add the text if you want to. Another thing we can do is add configuration or classification trees. So we're going to come in here, look at our CSV file. This right here is our classification row. This is where you can say with municipality you want a specimen tree, a protected tree, a landmark tree, and this is the type of tree it is. You can sort these right here if you want to, put them and then change them just like a batch of trees. If you for overstory, you know, evergreen, a smaller understory, things like that. What here I'm going to do is just copy and paste it to add these settings to CanopyCode. I come in here and go to configure. I'm going to go back to rules and classification groups. I'm going to add a classification group. We're going to check that box. I'm just going to call this landmark, and then I'm going to do land. You can add a multiplier if you want to do that for units. I'm going to add 3 of them. I'm going to paste that there. Come in here and copy and paste this and put this here. And just doing the 3 different types of trees, thresholds. Overstory hardwood will be 24, 15, so anything more as 24 and more, 15 and more, and 30 and more for these. I don't want the poor, dead, and invasive to be included in these, so if they are poor, dead, or invasive, they won't become a landmark tree. You can add multiple classifications, like by hitting add if you want to, but I'm just going to hit delete because we don't need to add anymore. Go hit OK. Let's look at the legend here. Let's hit analyze to update it. It's up on the other screen. I'll hit regenerate all. So you see add landmark trees, and now it has abbreviation LAND. It has this outer critical root zone ring to differentiate it, and the color as well. So you can see right there, it says that right here. It says LLand and then tree ID number for the prefix. And let's go add a table. I'm going to just make sure I get a little bit more room to make sure we have plenty of room here. So these, the way that these were generated was drawing a rectangle just inside the viewport here. My match properties. And then I do ch space, and I push it through. And these viewports are at 10 scale. And so that's how, when it makes it show up at the correct scale. So I push those through, and I line them up, and that's what these are here. So I'm going to do to get a table is click table. There's it's default to all trees in one table. You can do also separate tables by category. We're going to do all trees by one table, and you can change the name of the title if you want to. If you want it to be sheet layout aware, you can have this checked. If not, you can say how many rows tall you want it. You can say 150 or whatever. But we're going to do sheet. We're actually select the closed polylines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enter. There we go. We have our table. You can also see it shows the landmark. If it's right-of-way site, boundary, landmark tree. Let's say landmark tree, well, right now it's just DBH. DBH is units. Let's add some units. So if we want units, you come in here and check this units on. You can update the chart if you need to. You can insert rows, a row below, above or below. You can delete rows. And then I'm going to have that. And I want it to, so we want that checked. I want to come back to classifications, and I want to say I want this to be a multiplier of 2 for the specimen trees. I'm going to hit OK. Let's hit reanalyze. You could come in here and just update the table as well, but analyze is pretty easy because it regenerates everything. But if one thing takes a long time to regenerate and you don't need to change anything else, you could just come in here and hit edit table and then regenerate table and select it and press enter. I'm going to hit escape. But now we have the 15 inches. 15.1 is really units is 1.2. But because it's a landmark tree, it gets multiplied by 2. So we have 2.4. And that adds up to be all the way, the total in that row is 2038.8 for the adjusted units. Let's go through here and look what else we got going on. Next thing we can do is add some set areas. So we're going to draw, we're just going to make up some areas here. But let's say there's a stream buffer that comes through here like that. We can put this on a different layer. Let's trigger properties. Let's just put it on right now, just layer 0. That's going to be a stream buffer, and let's say we have an, I don't know, a yard area on this side over here. Like that. We'll just do match properties. Alright, so we come in here and go to configure, areas. I'm going to hit 2 of them because I'm going to add a buffer. Let's just a stream buffer. And then we're going to call this yard. I'm going to check this and this because we're actually going to classify them. If we kept them unchecked, it would make, let's do that so we can see it. This we call this easement. And I'll need to make another closed polyline. Keep this unchecked. That's for just showing square footage and acreage. But these, we actually want the trees inside those areas to be classified. So we're classifying them. Let's say you get 0 if it's in a stream buffer, you can't get any credits for it. But if it's in yard area, you get 1.5. Gonna hit OK. Or actually, what I'm going to do is hit pick close line. So what it does is comes to here, click close polyline, and then we want to do the stream buffer. Click select it, and then I select that and press enter. Do I want to add, remove, or show, and press enter again? Just hit done. Let's come back to this. Now we come to set area here. It brings up our dialog box. I'm going to select that for yard. Enter, enter. Now let's say there's an easement down here. So there's an easement. It's going to match property. Doesn't matter which layers these are on. They could be on no plot layers. Oop, match properties. And we're going to do this one. It's easement. Select. Enter, enter. Alright. Let's go ahead and just do a save as. Looks like we'll just save it right here. Let's say example, and I say 1. Alright. Now that those are identified, if you want to see what they're identified as, again, you go cc underscore show areas. And now you can see this is blue, and this is orange, and that's pink. And when you hit escape, this stops. When you come back to set area, you can see that this is blue, orange, and pink. So you can see that those were identified in the square footage. Going to hit analyze now. This will take those trees and put them where they need to go. And the way that it works is the landmark trees trumps the stream buffer and yard area, but it's still showing the landmark trees as a color. So I'm going to come in and just, before make it easier to see what's going on, I'm going to come in and configure and go to appearance, and then come to classification group and uncheck this, because this makes it say I want to use classification groups colors, but it'll still classify them as land with the prefix, but we just want to see the colors. So I'm going to hit analyze again, regenerate. So now you can see that these are yard trees right here. These are all the yard trees. And then the stream buffer trees are this color, and they're all up here with that color. But there's still, you can see that these are specimen trees, but they're now distinguished by the location of the buffer, or the set area that they are in. Now let's go look at the tree inventory. So you can see that this is a landmark tree, but when it's a stream buffer landmark tree, you can see it gets 0. So it's because we put 0 for it, and the adjusted units here is 0. Another thing is if there's a yard area and a landmark tree, it will get the one that has the highest multiplier for the adjusted units. If that's something that you need another setting for, you let me know. But right now, because landmark has 2 and yard has 1.5, landmark wins because it's more. So 3.8 times 2 is 7.6, and so that's how that works. I'm trying to think of anything else that I need to show you that has been added or done in this new update. Let's go look through the rules real quick. Oh, trunk, that's a new one. You can change the trunk diameter. So you can say, I want to use the actual trunk. Actually, that's been done before. What's different now is you can have it be fixed at the beginning. It says fixed size as 1. You can change this to 0.5, whatever you want it to be, for all the same. If you want them to be actual size, you do this. Now we have use trunk for impact analysis. You can put an offset of that, so if you don't need to have the CRZ actually as any, so we just come in here and turn off the CRZ. Let's turn this off. You could also still use the impact of the CRZ, but we're just going to turn that off as well. And let's say we just want it to be 1 foot away from the trunk to remove the trees. So hit OK, and then we're going to hit Analyze. And because the impact says right there, do you want to remove unnecessary impact? Yes, because it's down to 0. We don't need that impact hatch anymore. That was right there. So now you can see we just have the tree symbols, and if it's 1 foot away, then it is getting removed. Let's change it back. Well, actually, let's go to, let's look at the preview. See how the preview up here shows? If you turn them on or off, you can see that they go on or off here. But let's take the, let's just go back to 0 right here and hit OK and run Analyze. Oop. I think I forgot to check for something. Let me go verify that. Under trunk, oh, I forgot to this. So use trunk, I clicked accidentally. Use trunk for impact analysis. I'm going to hit OK and hit Analyze again. There you go. You can see that these are being removed, and then that 1 foot offset's not there anymore. So it's just anything that is touching the LOD, the trunk, if the trunk is touching the LOD. So if I change this line here to 0, you can see that's not touching that. But if you move, let's move the tree, and you can also move trees. So I'm going to move the tree just a little bit over the line, and I'm going to close that and hit Analyze. I want to keep the updated position of that tree. Now it's removed. And you can also delete trees, and you say, do you want to delete it? Someone's deleting, you can say update and move trees as well. So that you can see that that's what we got here. We go to the legends, and the legends are only showing tree symbols as well. Let's go look at CanopyCode, make sure there's nothing else, or the configure settings. Anything else we need to talk about? Here, I think this was on the last release, but I can't remember. But you can reorganize things and show or hide things. You can change it all to hide, all to show, auto. Auto is if it's in the CSV file, it will be brought in. And if you change any of these names of these rows here, if you change them, then when you bring in your CSV file, it will recognize this name that you put in. You can change the ordering of these here. And this is invasive and stuff. If it's too much information, you can add custom columns as well. That's a new thing, I believe. Layer colors. They were having a hard time with index colors, but they work with index colors and true colors now. It was baking colors in, but they're not being baked in. You can change them by layer. Also, another thing is everything comes in, all these the tree symbols, but really the CRZ, the structural root plate, everything and comes in on their own layers, so you can control them manually if you want to. If you want to manually change your like preserve your colors and layer properties, you check this, and when you analyze, it'll conserve your, or make sure that those layer colors will stay the same and not be updated with these layers. You can change the colors if you want to, of site removed and all those things here. For the tree legend, because you see you have removed and site, but on the tree legend you only have one removed. So if you want to come over here, you can hit edit tree legend and then turn off consolidate remove trees, and they'll add a bunch more showing. So if you wanted to, you can have different colors for the removed trees. I like just to have, you do what you want to, but I like just having one consolidated removed, and just making sure all those are still the same color. You can come in here, let me just look through here, see if there's anything else we need to talk about. Impact, you can show X if you want to or not. You can make the X's be all the same size or have a multiplier if you want to, depending on the size of the dBH of the tree. The line, we can change the width of the X's on the symbol X's to be removed. And don't forget, when you first at the beginning, I forgot to talk about this, but when you're beginning to import your CSV file with northern and eastern or latitude and longitude and things like that, you want to make sure you're in the correct state plane. And if you need me to add counties and different municipal things, I can add them. Just request it and I'll try to get to you as quick as possible. And when you're exporting a CSV file, you can come in here and click this. You can rearrange these, but put in all this information you want, and it'll export those fields. You can see that this is just the default right now. To do export CSV, you go to table, export CSV, and then you just choose, it's open on a window, but you just export where you want to put it. And then for that easement area, hit site info. You can see here that it does stream buffer. You can change the name of all these things, but I'm going to hit OK and place it here. Comes in, this is where the easement shows up, so it gives you the square footage and acreage of all those areas. LOD, site area, total property line. LOD we set the stream buffer, the yard, and the easement. And I'm trying to think real quick, anything else we need to show. I think that's good. I think we showed some other stuff in other videos, but that captures us up to date with a bunch of things that have changed. Alright, hope you have a good day.